Rapids.
Ooh. He's famous.
Good evening, Grand Rapids. I'm your anchor, Virginia.
And I'm your other anchor, Sean. And there's more on that script. Because maybe you are all just working so hard on the puns for your No King signs, we were collecting the world, national, and local news that you may have missed. Oh, that's where normally it should say your part.
This is my first time doing this, you guys.
They shouldn't let
women do things, but they lifted that ordinance, so get it? Because we're rolling it back, right? It's funny, sorry.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Grand Rapids. This is NewsFlash.
NewsFlash, yay!
Our top story tonight. This weekend, an estimated 7 million Americans gathered across the country as part of the No King's Day rallies. These protesters, mostly white Americans, gathered for peaceful demonstrations in opposition of ICE and continued constitutional attacks against human rights. When asked about the motivation for the rally, a record number of white people were quoted as saying, "Our bad."
Oops. That's right. It's technically our fault. In Grand Rapids alone, the total head count for the day was estimated around 10,000 people. Yeah, which based on the calculations, based on the numbers versus what I saw on my social media feed, it averages out to 10,000 versus a couple dozen MAGA sourpusses in Facebook comments who think that protests are stupid, but they also defend January 6th. But also, Trump isn't a king because he allowed the protests to happen, but also he's going to send in the National Guard for other places who are protesting ICE. But also, these protesters are just all paid retirees. But also, they're dangerous Antifa gang members. But also, protesting won't change anything anyway. But also, supposedly, these snarky anti-liberal memes will, like this one right here about fascists being actually the Democrats because of all the lockdown stuff, even though Trump was president during all that. So, cool. Cool story, Linda.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah, so...
Cool story, John Merdzinski. Those are real names. I didn't blur them out. Why should I? They didn't care.
To Sean's very concise point, the rallies didn't really accomplish much this weekend. They definitely didn't overshadow the turnout for any single pro-Trump event, which obviously the president did not notice. He wasn't bothered at all, and he definitely didn't get on Truth Social to post a generated AI meme of him in like a Top Gun sort of like fighter jet with like a crown and sort of like the fighter jet mask, like the oxygen mask is actually like off, but like Tom Cruise didn't want to tell him that. But dumping presumably, shit onto presumably protesters in New York to the tune of Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a very normal presidential thing to do. Totally normal, not weird at all. Kenny Loggins, when asked about it, publicly objected to the use of the song in the video, stating he hasn't been this embarrassed since the producers of Top Gun toned down playing with the boys' volleyball sequence to something described by Loggins as, quote, not gay enough.
Gotta get it more gay. Butt loose was right there. Come on. Because of the shit coming out of the plane, not necessarily the other stuff. White House, I just realized that had a double meaning, and I just want to make it clear.
Sean has never taken poppers. That's what he's admitting.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, guys.
White House press secretary took a break from making yo mama jokes, that's a real thing, you can look that up, into damage control mode, saying that the image was merely meant to represent a normal occurrence that the president experiences after one of his typical dinners, and he goes to visit his throne, which ironically is also called the Danger Zone. Hey!
That's a really good joke, Sean. Good joke, Sean.
Hey, here's another really good joke for you. A Muslim, an Italian, and a man who doesn't understand the word no walk into a room. It's the New York City mayoral debate!
Hey! Oh, I have one. I got one.
Cool.
Two actual New Yorkers and a man who lives in New Jersey walk into a room. It's the New York City mayoral debate.
Hey! A Democratic socialist, a Republican with 2008-era Republican views, and an old man who has a weird kink for some reason of being a total punching bag for the other two, walk into a room. It's the New York City mayoral debate.
An intelligent, passionate man who's the basis of many of my equitable sex dreams, the sleep paralysis demon that haunts my sex nightmares, and an adult Jason Schwartzman from Rushmore walk into a room. It's the New York City mayoral debate.
You got that last one? Yeah, see that hat?
Get it?
That's a Jason Schwartzman hat all the way.
And the demon part. Yeah.
A zaddy, a grandpappy, and a skibbity toilet walk into a room. It's the New York City mayoral debate. All right, that's the last one. I can tell you, for one, that I am shocked that, according to at least one question during that debate, Slow Hands Cuomo is the only one who hasn't bought legal weed, apparently. But, you know, I guess that makes sense. He does seem more like a back alley deal kind of guy.
Speaking of grandpappy, Curtis Sliwa, former talk show host, a GOP nominee for New York City mayor, and thirst trap for your cat lady grandmas, is known for his fiery passion of law and order, including founding the Volunteer Safety Patrol for the Guardian Angels in 1979 when he was only 23 years old. Aw, what a baby narc. Should he lose the mayoral election, there are many fitting jobs for him, such as security guard at Frederick Meyer Gardens. God help you walk up without a wristband to your chair, or he'll out you as a pinko commie.
Or maybe concessions at Frederick Meyer Gardens during their summer concerts. Hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken salad sandwich. He'll run that food stand like it's the Navy.
And finally, working the butterfly exhibit at Frederick Meyer Gardens. He's going to pat you down to make sure no butterflies escape. Basically, as any job at Frederick Meyer Gardens that they set aside for septuagenarians. So.
Speaking of septuagenarians who should maybe find a different job, President Trump told reporters on Thursday that I don't think there's anything at this point that's going to get me into heaven. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound, end quote. And NewsFlash, we could have told you that one, bub. You silly, awful goose. Also, why did he censor himself from saying hell? Like he's trying not to get flagged on TikTok. Does he think that St. Peter is going to all of a sudden start taking money out of his heavenly swear jar now, after years of son of a bitch and grab him by the pussy, you know? Like, I don't know. I feel like if you're that worried about dying and not making it to heaven, just save us all the trouble and, like those darn TikTokers are gonna say, unalive yourself, Unc. Just saying. That's what he should do to himself. No one else, just him.
The International Monetary Fund, a highly respected institution that counts all of the money in the world, jealous, released an alarming statement last week warning global public debt levels will top 100% of the GDP before the end of the decade, the highest in the post-war era. And as an American who likes to treat herself, really, I just have to I'm just curious, is what kind of war are we talking about? Do I need to get some war bonds? Just be real with me. Should I stock up on pantyhose? How much should I be buying? Because I'm not a prepper, but just give me a ballpark. Mm-hmm. That's me. As I was saying,
all the way, great gams there.
I think the photoshopping could have been a little bit more believable.
I don't know. I feel like those getaway sticks are pretty accurate.
That's right. It was good. But speaking of International Monetary Fund, the warning is concerning because.
But first, a quick word from our sponsor, because we have another gambling ad for another gambling experience that you can get right on your phone. It's called Gamblers on the Go. Why fly to Vegas when you can download an app on your phone? Because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but what happens on this app is protected by Face ID. You can now place your bets on an entirely different app for when you get tired of watching Instagram Reels, but you don't want to reopen Instagram just yet, quite yet. Yeah, download Gamblers on the Go today.
Not heaven-bound Trump also announced a retaliatory 100% increase on tariffs from China last week. Sorry, Sean, I think this is an old headline. Didn't this already happen a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, no, this is actually, sadly, a breaking story.
Cool,
Yep.
normal.
New joke,
cool.
same sad.
Awesome, love it. When asked for a comment, Etsy store owners who dropship their handcrafted products from Chinese factories responded, damn, just can't seem to catch a break. I mean, who's gonna buy these 3D printed dragons now?
Think of the Etsy owners, guys. Well, if you haven't figured it out already, we are straight in the middle of fall. And here to give us some tips for fun fall activities you can do with the whole family, our fall correspondent, Pete the Pumpkin Farmer. Hey! Welcome, Pete. Yeah.
Hey, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Virginia. Thank you for giving me this platform. Yes, fall is one of my favorite seasons ever. Or as some people like to call it, autumn. Yes,
Nice.
Especially for my pumpkins and I.
Yeah.
What are some of the fun activities that you like to do?
Oh, there's a lot you can do. You can go apple picking. You can watch some NFL football. Sean knows what I'm talking about there.
I do not, but go on.
Or you can get your very own pumpkin from my precious pumpkin patch.
Oh, yeah, we could carve a face on it or something, yeah.
So you can what?
So we can carve a face on the pumpkin.
Oh, God. Sean, if I knew you were into some serial killer BS, I don't think I would have signed up to be on this show.
No, that's like a pretty normal thing to do that people do with pumpkins like every year.
People do that?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Are you mean to tell me the people that purchase my pumpkins are taking it home just to stab the little thing?
I mean, kind of.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
What did you think people were doing with them?
I thought they were just going to take the pumpkins and put them in the corner of the room and just watch it get old and die of old age, a respectful death, like I do. I mean, come on.
Sorry, but wait. Like, you have seen a jack-o'-lantern before, right? What did you think that was?
I know what a jack-o'-lantern is. I just didn't think it was real. I thought it was a fake urban legend like Bigfoot or Labubu's or Betsy DeVos.
Bad news on that last one.
Well, look, let me just say, if you want to carve a face on this pumpkin, go for it. You kind of do. Oh, man.
Scoop the seeds out and get the...
Scoop the seeds?
Yeah,
That's
you
the
scoop
best
the
part of
seeds
the
out.
pumpkin.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Yeah, you roast them in the oven.
I'm going to take this pumpkin away from you. Look, fine. If you want to carve a face on my pumpkin, go for it. If it makes you happy, because that's the main goal of pumpkins, just to make people happy.
Well, I hope no one tells them about pumpkin chucking.
Pumpkin? What the hell is pumpkin chunkin'?
It's a Michigan thing.
Yeah, it's like where middle-aged men, they shoot pumpkins out of a trebuchet or like a cannon or something, and they like watch the pumpkins explode.
Oh God, I gotta get out of here.
Pete the Farmer, everybody! Hey! In NewsFlash news, Michigan police rescued a deer that was stuck between two highway barriers last week, an incident which highlights the dangers of mating season, as well as the dangers of wrong place, wrong time. Sort of like being in college and walking to a frat party in the middle of winter, or you end up in a hypothermia instead of Chad. Just a reminder that you baby deer freshmen can in fact get frostbite when you wear Forever 21 and HPV from ATO. Your typical stuff.
I think that's their official slogan. Speaking of deer stuff, the Michigan DNR received a 33% budget cut. Aww. Means less funding for invasive species operations. See? The administration isn't trying to get rid of all immigrants, just the human ones.
In other Michigan DNR news, there's been a reported record-breaking 25 cougar sightings this year. DNR biologists hypothesize cougars are expanding into Michigan because they heard silver foxes were getting free drinks at the bar. In sadder cougar news, actor Diane Keaton passed away last week at the age of 79.
We have a little tribute here by request.
The way that I've gone to say
I'll wear a white suit in her honor. It's so long.
Yeah, give it up for Diane.
Yeah.
There you go. Highly anticipated, for some reason, Hot and Now drive-thru opened in Allegan County across from Gun Lake Casino last week. Yeah, so you can take a gamble more ways than one. A real TikTok food reviewer named Chuck Chats, who has over 3,000 followers. This is a real guy. He camped out for 24 hours to be the first in line at this new Hot Now, and he said, I quote, "I talked to a lot of people, and I met a lot of people, and I get to be the first in line." Yep. And then when asked follow-up afterwards about how it tasted, Chuck said, "Na-na-na-na boo-boo, I get my cheesy taters before you do." Before he peeled out of the drive-thru, he informed our reporter that they were no longer invited to his birthday party after all. Cool guy, guys. Sounds real cool. Just a cool guy with lots of cool free time on his hands.
In other good news, the WMO, or World Meteorological Association, reported that CO2 concentrations rose by 3.5 parts per million from 2023 to 2024. The largest annual jump, right, since measurements began in 1957. WMO, more like, we murked the ozone, eh? Who doesn't love some good news from capitalism's constant demand for growth? It's so good.
In other noxious fume news, a manure spill in Ogancy Township has government officials warning to stay clear of the Branch County Creek this weekend, or at least bring a paddle. Thank you, Biko. Thank you. No. He's the only one who gets to... You guys had your chance. When asked why the government wasn't doing more to prevent these sorts of accidents, officials responded, "Well, unlike these manure spills, we don't give a shit."
Hey. Ford has recalled over 740,000 vehicles, mostly truck models, due to issues with the camera display, steering, and seatbelt locking mechanisms. Now, I'm no mechanic, but those seem like important parts. Like if you can't see, lock, or control, how is Bumblebee supposed to pop, lock, and drop it? Right, guys? I mean, sounds like all you'd be left with is like enough for a Flintstone car, so.
Yeah, and I don't think I have the feet for that anymore. Fifth Third Bank is purchasing Comerica Bank for $10.9 billion. It's rumored that they may, as a result, rename Comerica Park, which, I don't know. I highly doubt they will. I mean, what would they even call it? Fifth Third Ballpark? That's stupid.
Gross.
That sounds ridiculous. You sound like an idiot right now. Comerica. Come on, get over yourself. Fifth Third, that's an improper fraction.